Cybernetic Horizon may not have that uberly expensive power card that's highly sought after by every duelist, such as Infinite Impermanence and Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but it definitely makes up for itself having a ton, and when I mean a ton, I mean a lot of strategies that you guys could play or are newly introduced into this Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Strategies such as Boro, Cyber Dragon, Dragoonity, Elemental Lord, Frog, Goki, Crawler, Mech Knight, Metaphys, Rocket, Mythical Beast, Sky Striker, Ace, World Legacy cards, Psynet, Demise, Link, Mirror Trap cards, Noble Arms, Noble Knight, Neospatian, Incantation, and Crusadia are all introduced or approved upon inside of this set. That is a lot of cards. One has to wonder, is Cybernetic Horizon worth getting? And I'll be discussing you guys the secret rares, the ultra rares, the super rares, and of course the archetypes alike. How much will they cost? But more importantly, how good will this, or how much impact will this have on our Yu-Gi-Oh card game? I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. I want to take this time to give a special shout out to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos would not be possible. I really do appreciate all you guys' continued support, and I hope to grow the community and keep you guys as well. Without further ado, I present to you a complete Cybernetic Horizon spoiler, plus of course, that set review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so instead of actually talking about the super rares, since there are so many strategies, we're gonna go through secret rares, we're gonna go through ultra rares, and then we're gonna go straight into the strategies and the most important cards, of course. The Danger archetype is probably, or has the potential to be, the most expensive cards in the set. I think that if Danger monsters are really competitive, like legitimately, this is a tier 1 deck, this might be the go-to after cards, seeing that we don't have cards like Infinite Impermanence. And to be honest, I don't really see Danger monsters being more than 40 bucks each for these secret rares, so you needing a playset of buff will hurt, but it's not like the worst thing you know, in the world. Now, Danger monsters all have the effects of being able to reveal themselves, then your opponent selects one card in their hand at random, then in your hand at random, they discard a card, and if it's not the card you revealed, they get to special summon themselves to the side of the field. If they are discarded, you get to gain the effect or a certain effect of these cards. So Dangers work really well with Dark Worlds, which is why we've seen a price spike in the Dark World. So you guys might be dangerous to venture to that side of the Dark World. Get it? All right, anyways, so basically that's the gist of Danger monsters. And when this card is discarded, you get to draw a card. I can see this one being the $20 secret, and you know, not necessarily being the most important one, but he does have 3,000 attacks, so he is kind of good if he is special summoned to his side of the field. The one I do see being the more expensive one is Danger Nessie, because when this card is discarded, you get to search a Danger card from your deck to your hand, and like I said before, that is completely dangerous. So the Danger monsters, I think, are going to be the main driving secret rares inside of the set. They will be anywhere between $60, $40, and $20 a piece, and you'll probably need 2 to 3 each of them. I think Nessie, you'll need 3 of them, and then the other Danger monster you'll need 2 of, meaning that Nessie will probably be 40 each, 120, and then the other Bigfoot being 20 each. So that's, you know, 160 bucks for all 5 cards. So I can really see that happening. Outside of that, these secret rares, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, are a little bit lackluster. Looking at Pinpoint Landing, it says if exactly one monster is special summoned from your hand to your side of the field, you can draw 1 card. You can only use the effect of Pinpoint Landing once per turn. During your end phase, if you've not drawn a card by this effect, send it to the graveyard. This card has a Supply Squad-like feel to it. If you guys remember, Supply Squad came out in about 2014, 2015, and it was seen as an amazing card. It was like, oh my god, a free draw, and once per turn, you can, oh wait, great, no, it's once per turn. And once per turn, you can draw a card, and you can stack 3 Supply Squads on top of each other to draw 3 cards once. Think about it, Pinpoint Landing, when you first activated and gain its effect, it's kind of still a neg-1 because you don't really want to be special summoning monsters from your hand, unless I guess you're talking about Danger monsters, but still, it just doesn't seem like a great card. I guess it could work really well with the Danger archetype, but I'm just not feeling this card. It's not good. I think it's a secret rare that you don't want to pull. Okay, going into the next secret rares, we have Mech Knight Morningstar. I think this is the safest, most expensive, most sought after monster that will be secret rare, or card that will be secret rare. It is a Link 2 light Mech Knight monster, obviously machine link effect. It requires 2 monsters, at least 1 Mech Knight monster, and it says, if this card is Link Summon, you can discard 1 Mech Knight monster or 1 World Legacy card, add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Mech Knight Morningstar once per turn. Your Mech Knight monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with monsters in a different column from them. Also, you take no battle damage from those battles. I think that this card is extremely important. It's a really, really good card. It's a very underrated card, and I can't wait to play Mech Knights again. I actually do need myself a couple of copies of this card because I know how good it is and I know how good the combos are with it, and I hope you guys do pick it up too. I think that this card at max will be a $40 card, and if Mech Knight Invoked or Mech Knight decks actually get stronger, which they do kind of inside of this set, then it will be a little bit more than that. It's a very, very powerful card and probably one of the safest bets inside of the set. Next, we're going to be looking at is World Sword Dragon, and what this card does is it's a Link 4 monster, Link 4 Dragon monster, and it requires 3+ monsters, cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 monster, target 1 attack position monster, change it to defense position, and if you do, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card activation. Once per turn, if this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can make this card gain attack equal to half of that monster's attack, and if you do, that monster's attack becomes half its current attack. These changes last into the end of the turn. So basically, World Sword Dragon is like Boro Boy, but a little bit worse. I still think it's a nice card to pick up. You want to have all of the Link monsters once they come out. I really don't see this card being more than $10 though. It's a pretty good card though. It's a pretty good card. I think it'll be falling under the radar a little bit. The next card that we're going to be talking about is Seer's Passbook. It actually has a different TCG name, but I'm going to call it Seer's Passbook for right now. Let me see if I can actually find out for you guys. No World Legacy. No, it shouldn't be that hard to find out for you guys. Seer's Passbook. It is called Ledger of Ledgerman. My apologies. And what it does is it says banish 3 cards from the top of your deck face down. During your 3rd standby phase after this activation, add those 3 banished cards to your hand. You can only activate 1 Seer's Passbook per turn. This is another card that I think that you shouldn't want to pull as a secret rare inside of your set over the Mech Knight or the Danger cards. So there's a lot of secret rares so far that just aren't great. Like, you don't want to see these cards in your set, and that's why I think that this set it does have its downsides. I think that there could have been better cards that are secret rare inside of the set, but obviously Konami ain't having none of that. This card is not great. Waiting until your 3rd standby phase to add those 3 cards is just not good. But then again, if it were probably like the 2nd standby phase or even the standby phase after, this card would be extremely busted. I'm still going to pick up 3. I'm thinking it's going to be like maybe $2-3 when the dust settles. The last card that we're going to talk about is this card could actually have the potential to be an expensive card as well, and it's Rev System. My apologies. It says special summon 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Just a simple monster reborn like card, and it's a secret rare. So I think that this card could be pretty expensive for our set, maybe a $20-$30 card, depending on exactly how it pans out. Ultimately, Cyber Dragons do have a lot of potential, and they could be competitive, but it all depends on if players are going to catch on to it and if it can change the metagame, or if other changes to the metagame could help it out. I do think that it is going to need a little bit of help from the other cards in this set. Now, looking at the last secret rare, another disappointing card, a card that you kind of don't really want to pull. I guess it's good for Heretics. It's also actually good for Destiny Hero Malicious in case you draw it, but it doesn't really seem like a terribly great card. It's pretty gimmicky, and knowing that Destiny Hero Malicious isn't a terribly awesome card in itself, it doesn't really help its case. With Celestial Sextant, and I want to say its OCG name, or its TCG name, will be, where is that card? It is going to be Celestial Observatory. It says place 1 level 6 monster from your hand or face up on your field to the bottom of your deck, draw 2 cards. I could see Heretics taking advantage of it. I could see Destiny Hero Malicious taking advantage of it, but we still don't even have the Heretic link, which is kind of disappointing. I really want that Heretic link so we can start playing you know, heretics, and this card would probably help with like some heretic, destiny, or malicious turbo, but ultimately it's not a great card. It's probably a card you might want to pick up for the future because level 6 monsters might just be the future. So that's it for the secret rares. Let's start talking about those ultra rares. I gotta line them up and get them all together, and then we can start talking about them in themselves. Okay, so looking into the ultra rares, the ultra rares are flooded with danger cards. Like literally everything in the danger archetype is either ultra rare or secret rare. So for the people that are looking for this danger archetype, you might have a little bit of problems because Danger Zone is probably the most important danger card to the deck. What it does is draw 3 cards to discard 2 cards, at least 1 danger card. Or if you do not have no danger cards in your hand, show your opponent your entire hand and shuffle it into the deck. You can only activate 1 Danger Zone once per turn. The reason why this card is so good is because it's a graceful charity. I mean, and then it triggers your danger monsters effects, but even more importantly, it's probably one of the most searchable trap cards, seeing that Lilith can search it. And I'm probably lying, it's not the most searchable, but Lilith can search it, and it's a graceful charity. So it's like, you gotta have to have those. I can see this being a $10 to $20 card. The next danger card is Danger Chupacabra, has the exact same effects of all of the other danger monsters, but when this card is discarded, you can target 1 danger monster in your graveyard except for Chupacabra and special summon it. This one might be a little bit on the lower end, maybe a $5 to $10 card. The next danger monster is gonna be Danger Jackalope, and I really wanna put an emphasis on, obviously we're not done with getting more danger monsters, but Danger Jackalope has an exclamation point and a question mark as opposed to just an exclamation point after danger. We might actually receive a sub archetype of danger being an exclamation point a question mark of monsters that look cute or not intimidating but are actually seriously dangerous cards. Get it? Dangerous cards. And basically it has the exact same effects, except for you can special summon a danger monster from your deck to your side of the field in defense position. The next card we're going to talk about is the Danger Field spell. And actually, I think that this card is going to be pretty expensive too. It could be a $20 card. It could be a $5 card, seeing that it's an ultra. But we also know how Noble Knight Isol went, and that was a $20 ultra rare. So the next card is Realm of Danger, and it says your opponent cannot target danger monsters you control with card effects during the turn that they are special summoned. Once per turn, you can target 1 danger monster you control while you control that face-up monster in this face-up card. That monster can attack directly. Also, your opponent's monsters cannot attack that target, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. This card isn't going to be worth anything. It's going to be like $1, $2 because it's not good for the archetype. It doesn't discard cards. It doesn't search danger cards. It doesn't do anything. While it does seem like a really good card, I don't want you Yu-Gi-Oh players, you good Yu-Gi-Oh players, to get enticed into, oh my god, this card's good. In my opinion, it's not good at all. You might as well just play other cards, and other cards are just better. Let's just put it that way. It's just not a great card. It'll be a $1, $2 card very soon. Next is Sacred Noble Knight of Custody. And if you guys haven't caught on, we covered all of the danger archetype because they're all secrets and ultras, but we covered, if not all of them, the mass majority of them, and now we have one archetype out of the way. The next card is Sacred Noble Knight King Custody, and what this card does is you can detach any number of materials from this card, then target that many cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon Noble Knight XC monster from your extra deck, except Custody, and if you do, attach this card as a material to that monster. It's treated as an XC summon. You can only use the effect of Sacred Noble Knight Custody once per turn. I actually really like this card. It's a great level 4 monster that the Noble Knights direly needed. And it just has so many great effects to it. Being able to target cards your opponent controls and return it to the hand, and then having the ability to replace itself when it's destroyed, I think it's a pretty solid card. But unfortunately, it's only for Noble Knights, so it's not going to be that much unless Noble Knights make a scene. There's so many times before that Noble Knights were thought of to make a huge scene, that they were going to dominate the meta and didn't. I'm not going to believe the hype. I'm going to say Noble Knights are going to be a very solid tier 2-ish type deck, and that this isn't going to break the deck. The next card we're going to be talking about is Cyber Dragon Hurts. Getting into a little bit of the Cyber Dragon support, this card says this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or graveyard. You can only use one of the following effects of Cyber Dragon Hurts once per turn, and only once that turn. If this card is special summon, you can make this card become level 5 into the end of the turn. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for machine monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one other Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This card is the new Cyber Dragon that you need for your Cyber Dragon deck, and I'm really excited if I do get all of the cards to make a Cyber Dragon deck. It's going to be a little bit expensive. I can see this card being a $10 card. You're going to need 3, as well as the Secret Rare being up to a $20 card. Cyber Dragon's got a whole revamp of expensiveness, and that's not talking about just the other Cyber Dragon cards you need from Battle of Legends, Relentless Revenge, Cyber Emergency, and everything else in between. The next card we're going to be talking about is Dragoonity Knight Ascalon. A little bit of the Dragoonity support. It requires 1 Dragoonity tuner plus 1 plus non-tuners. It requires 2 tuners. That's interesting. Hold on. Plus 1 non-tuner. Oh, okay. 1 Dragoonity tuner, plus 1 non-tuner monsters. This guy's a little bit different to see this printed a little different as opposed to other, you know, how secret monsters used to be printed. You can banish 1 Dragoonity monster from your graveyard, then target 1 monster your opponent controls. Banish it. If this synchro summon monster in the owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 Dragoonity synchro monster with 3,000 or less attack from your extra deck. This card is treated as a synchro summon. You can only use the effect of Dragoonity Knight Ascalon once per turn. It is a level 10 Dragoonity synchro. I'm not well versed into Dragoonities, but I know you guys want to see Dragoonities. I don't think that this card will put Dragoonities over the map. I know Dragoonities is good for multiple things. One of them being a 1-card Crystal Wing or a 2-card Crystal Wing, however you want to slice it up. The other being that they can synchro climb really well. So I'm not saying that this is out of the realm of possibility for Dragoonities. I think that they can still very much make this card, but I'm very interested to see what exactly they can do to make this card and other wacky combos. I think I can safely say it'll be no more than a $5 card though. Looking at the next card, because it looks like a one-of on top of that. Looking at the next card, Cyburst Magician, you can ritual summon this card with Cynet Ritual. Half all of the damage you would take if you control the Link monster. Half all the damage you would take. If you control a Link monster, your opponent cannot target your monsters for an attack or with card effects except this one. If this card battles a Link monster, it gains 1,000 attack during damage calculation only. If this card is in the owner's possession, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Cyburst monster from your deck to your hand. It's not that bad. It's not a terrible card. It is a ritual card, so we have to see how the other ritual monsters or ritual cards pan out for the deck. Next, we're going to be looking at Cyber Dragon Zager, and this requires 2 machine monsters, including at least 1 Cyber Dragon monster, and this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or graveyard during the battle phase. If this card did not declare an attack, you can target 1 machine monster you control with 2,100 or more attack. That monster gains 2,100 attack and defense. Also, neither player takes damage from battles involving this card. These changes last until the end of the turn. You can only activate 1 Zager once per turn. Now, Cyber Dragon is notorious for being an OTK-like deck, so obviously we're gonna have a card that's just gonna boost the living daylights out of a monster. So what you do is make a monster gain 2,100 attack into the Zager into their monster, and then attacks the other monster for a massive amount of damage. So it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty decent card. It also has the arrow pointing down, so, you know, that's a good thing. But if you guys haven't caught on, pick up your Mega Fleet Dragons, because if Cyber Dragon actually becomes a tier 1 deck, having them make an entire board to be like, hey, I'm going to use all your monsters for my free monster, too strong. Last is going to be into the Pelodian archetype. It's called Crusaders. If I am, you know, let me just try to look and find out what it's called. Crusadia Equimax. It sounds like my credit score. But Crusadia Equimax requires 2 effect monsters, including at least 1 Link monster, so it's pretty generic. I like it. Gains attack equal to the original attack of all monsters it points to. That's pretty good. I like that effect already. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. Okay, I don't like that. Once per turn, you contribute 1 1 Crusadia or World Legacy monster this card points to target 1 face-up card your opponent controls. It has its effect negated into the end of the turn. It is a quick effect, so it's kind of good. I like this card. I think it's a pretty good card. Like, I would definitely pick it up. I don't think it's going to be too expensive, but I definitely think it's going to be a good card. Not only for its archetype, but for Link 3 decks in total. It only requires a Link monster, Calcroft Link Spider, plus 2 effect monsters. So that's not, like, you can use a Link Spider and a Proxy Dragon to make this off a Scapegoat. So that's a thing. And you can boost it up high enough to attack over an opponent's monster if your other monsters aren't strong enough to get over it. I like this card. Now that we are done with the Ultra Rares, let's talk about them Archetypes. I was going to say super rares, but we're going to talk about the archetypes, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since we've already started talking about the Pelodians or the Crusadia, which they will be called in the TCG, let's go ahead and start talking about them now. Of course, we're going still by the Japanese cards because we don't have all of the English cards or the English pictures, so the cards won't be represented well. So we're just going to call them Crusadia, and then, of course, they're still going by their Japanese name. This one's going to be Crusadia of the Celestial Bodies. It's a 600 attack, 2000 defense monster. It says you can special summon this card from your hand to a zone a link monster points to. You can only special summon Pelodian Celestial Bodies or Crusadia Celestial Bodies once per turn this way. If this card is normal summon or special summon to a link zone a monster points to, you can target one Crusadia monster in your graveyard, except this card, add it to your hand. Okay, that's a pretty good card. Excuse me, it's a pretty good card. It allows recursion from your graveyard to your hand. You're going to be link summoning a lot in this deck, I assume. So being able to get that monster to your hand and it can special summon itself for free for another link play is pretty damn good. I think it's a 2 of inside of the deck. Not 100% sure, but it looks like a solid 2 of. Looking at the next card, which is going to be Crusadia of the Fiendish Illusion. You can special summon this card from your hand in the position to a link monster points to. Okay, so Scapegoat just might be immediately amazing in this deck, seeing that you need to make links fairly quick, and all of them seem to have that effect to special summon to a link monster points to. You can only special summon that card once per turn this way. If this card is normal summon to special summon to a link monster points to, you can target one Pelodian card you control and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. Now, I really need a Pelodian card to activate its effect once it's destroyed, preferably a link monster or something really easy to summon or way to search them. Okay, but that seems pretty good. Crusadia of the 100 Beasts. Obviously the same effects. You can special summon it to a link monster points to. Now when it's link summoned, okay, hold on. You can special summon blah blah blah. Okay, just making sure. You can target one Pelodian link monster you control. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. That's not what we need. That's not what we need at all. I like that you can summon yourself to a side of the field, so we might still have to use you just for the sole sake of that effect. But you're definitely not what we need at all, unless, I guess, a link monster requires you. Next is Crusadia of the Second Tree. Same effects, you can special summon it, blah, blah, blah. If a Pelodian monster you will control will be destroyed by our card effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead. You can only use the effect of Pelodian Sacred Tree once per, Crusadia Sacred Tree once per turn. That card's not bad, not bad. And you know, now that I think about it, this card actually could be helpful for an OTK, but I just don't, I'd really rather have some consistent cards before I start looking into more of the gimmicky cards. But Crusadia of the Sacred Tree is protection, so that's not terrible. I also noticed that none of these Crusadia monsters have strong attack, so that might be a little bit of a problem. Next is going, a pretty decent attack. Crusadia of the Vast Sky. Same effects, you can special summon it, blah, blah, blah. You can target one Pelodian link monster you control this turn. Double any battle damage this monster inflicts to your opponent if it battles an opponent's monster. Also, other monsters cannot attack. Okay, so this card plus the Lion just might be an OTK type strategy. You might want to just pump out a really big Pelodian monster. And now that I think about it, the other Pelodian monster says the other link monsters can't attack. The ones that it points to. So you point it to this and you point it to the Lion. You pump it out to, it comes 36, 40 something. It inflicts double piercing damage, or it inflicts piercing damage, and then it inflicts double damage. Okay, I'm starting to see this deck. Maybe that Lion isn't bad. Maybe it's a little better because it seems like an OTK type deck. So that seems to be the theme of it, a Link OTK type deck. Scapegoat just might be your best friend. Next is Reunite Crusadia. All Crusadia Link monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Okay, and that's okay. You can target one Pelodian Link monster you control. That monster can attack all monsters your opponent controls. I just don't see this being helpful because I see if I make the Pelodian monster with the 1600 attack guy and the Lion, I don't think my opponent's going to survive too many battles. I'm just saying that I just don't think it's going to be, I'm not sure about this card in itself. And then we don't have any search cards. Next is going to be Regulates Pelodian now, or Regulates Crusadia. 2 effect monsters including at least 1 Pelodian, up, down scales. Okay, that's decent. Gains attack equal to the original attack of all monsters it points to. Okay. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. If an effect monster is special summoned to the zone this card points to, you can add 1 Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand. Okay, sure. 1 Crusadia Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand. It's good. This card's good, actually. It's really good because it allows you to search. So, okay. The Crusadia archetype seems to be OTK based. Like, you want to OTK your opponent or put some massive amounts of damage on the board as fast as possible, and you just want to boom, hit that damage, hit that damage, hit that damage, go for game. Doesn't seem like an extra linking concept. It just seems like a big damage concept. Now let's go into the next archetype. So the Demise support is going to be next, and I really hope we don't need like Demise King and Ruin Queen to make this archetype like playable, because I don't got none of them. You can ritual summon this card with Endless World. This card becomes Demise King of Armageddon while on the hand or on the field. Ritual monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card was ritual summoned using only ritual monsters, you do not have to pay life points to activate this card effects. Once per turn, you can pay 2,000 life points, destroy as many other cards on the field as possible, and if you do, inflict 200 damage for each to your opponent for each of their cards destroyed by this effect. That's pretty good. I actually am excited to make a Demise deck. And if you guys want to see a specific deck, I actually made a post about them. I'm going to make another post saying that certain cards made it to the next round, or certain archetypes made it to the next round, and I'm going to ask you a couple of other cards to be voted in. So don't worry, guys. I really want to see what you guys think should be voted upon. So we really want to get these decks right. Next is going to be Ruin Graceful Queen of Oblivion. You can ritual summon this card with Endless Rule. This card's name becomes Ruin Queen while it's on hand or field. Ritual monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card is ritual summoned using only ritual monsters, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this card destroys a monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. To be honest, it's always been a Demise deck. It still might be a Demise deck, to be real with you guys. I don't think that Ruin Queen will be doing anything good unless it's like a free search or a free summon. Next is going to be Demise Fiend of Armageddon. You can ritual summon this card with Endless World. This card's name becomes Demise King of Armageddon. I'm trying to think. I think these cards are searchable by pre-prep, which is going to be like really good. This card's name becomes Demise King of Armageddon while on the hand or field. If this card is ritual summoned, destroy one face-up monster on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up ritual monster you control. While that monster is face-up on the field, your opponent cannot activate, cards or effects in response to that monster's activations. This card's actually pretty good. So not only do you use this card to ritual summon your Demise King, you don't have to pay life points for it, and your opponent can't respond to it, huh? This Demise deck, Ruin deck, might be a good deck. Next is going to be Ruin Queen, Angel of Oblivion. Now, please be something good. Please be something good. You guys can see me crying. Please be something good. Endless World becomes Ruin Queen, blah, blah, blah. If this card is ritual summoned, it can make a second attack on monsters during each battle phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one ritual monster you control. While that monster is face up, when a monster declares an attack, your opponents cannot activate card effects. I really don't like the Ritual Queen monsters effects. I don't like the Ruin Angel, Ruin Queen. I don't like those. The Demise guys, awesome. The Ruin guys, it's so disappointing. There's actually one card I completely forgot to get, which is Endless World. Let's see what Endless World does. Endless of the World. And what Endless of the World does is this card can be used to summon Ruin Queen, Oblivion, or Demise King of Armageddon. You must also tribute monsters whose levels equal to or exceed the level of the monster you were ritual summoning. During the main phase, except this turn was sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle this card from your graveyard to the deck, add one End of the World from your deck to your hand. Then you can add one Ruin Queen or fuck, you gotta play the regular guys. Damn it. Well, it's going to be a pretty fun ritual deck to play once I find a way to get the regular guys. Like, I got to get 3 Ultimate Rare Demise King. I just have to. I have to at least settle for supers, but still, I got to get 3 copies of those. I don't know why Konami released an archetype and not reprint the monsters in Battle of Legends. Like, that made no sense. You had room. Like, you've done it for Noble Knights. You did it for other targets. Like, come on. Now we got to, like, struggle to find Demise King, and I hope they're not really expensive. Next is the Incantations. They're going to be pretty expensive. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Okay. You can use one of the effects of Incantation Talisman once per turn and only once per turn. You can reveal one ritual monster from your hand. Special summon both this card from your hand and one Incantation monster from your deck. Whoa. 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 Well, it's a 6, so it's going to be hard to get out. If this card is special summoned from the deck, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Huh. Wow, that's good. Incantation Candle, and it's a level 4. Oh my god, I hope it has the same effects. You cannot special summon blah blah blah. You can reveal one ritual spell card from your hand, special summon both this card from your hand and one incantation monster from your deck. What the? If this card is special summoned from your deck, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Oh my God. This is amazing. This summons this and it, oh my, wow. This is good. This is good. Will it be good for Necros? Unfortunately, this is a 6 and this is a 4, so it's gonna make it a lot harder. I'll see about it. But this Demise deck seems really, really good. I wanna know what you guys think about the Demise deck and if I should do it. Post down below in the comment section. I'm gonna find another archetype for us. Next is Dragoonity. Oh, and Dragoonity Knight Harloon. This is actually gonna be easy to summon. It's a level 6 synchro, meaning that Vatriana has a new buddy. It requires 1 Dragoonity tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summon, you can target 1 Dragoonity monster in your graveyard equipped to this card. All right, so it is a Vatriana. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Dragoonity monster you control, equip this card to that target. Wait, if this card is sent to the graveyard, target 1 Dragoonity, equip this card. Okay, it gains 1,000. Oh, sweet. So it's a little bit better than Vatriana. So it allows you to synchro climb, and then you can equip it to a monster itself, or Dragoonity monsters. That's pretty good. Actually, I'm starting to feel, wait, Dragoonities are 6. That secret rare actually might be a little better than we expected. Hold on. My brain is already concocting how to make Dragoonities good. That 6 puts it to the bottom for a draw too. That's not amazing, but the fact that we can shuffle cards back into the, all right, I'm starting to see it. Dragoonity Senatus is a level 4 monster, and only thing we need is another monster to combine with Legion. If I remember correctly, Legion is the level 4 monster that allows us to synchro climb into 6s. Hopefully this is the guy. You can discard 1 Dragoonity card, equip 1 Dragoonity tuner monster from your deck to this card. Whoa! Boy, we in there! We are in there, boy! That's all we needed. This is a searchable version of the card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra, fuck. Except for dragon monsters. That's okay. That's okay. Crystal Wing just becomes a lot better. You can only use the effect of Senatus once per turn. If a Dragoonity monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can destroy 1 Dragoonity card equipped to this card instead. It's actually really good. I like this card. Dragoonities might be the way to go. We're going to definitely play test with that. Dragoonity Costs is a level 2 dragon tuner. Cannot be used as secret material except for the secret summon of a Dragoonity monster. If this card on the field is used for a secret material, you can treat its level as level 4. While this is equipped to a monster, you can special summon this card. Wait, hold on. Cannot be used for a secret material except for Dragoonity. We don't care. If this card on the field is used as secret, you can treat it as a 4. Fuck, that's good. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can, wow. That's good. It's another level 2 that we can use other than Phalanx. I think Phalanx is the guy. And he can be treated as a 4 if you wanted to, or just a 2. I like this guy. He's really good. Really, really good. We're getting some really good Dragoonity support. Next is a Dragoonity trap called Dragoonity Legion. You can only activate one of these effects. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for Dragoonity monsters. Target 1 Dragoonity monster card in your spell and trap card zone. Special summon in defense position. Okay. Target 1 Dragoonity monster you control. Equip 1 Dragoonity monster from your graveyard as this card. I don't think that this card's going to be that good just because it's a trap card, but more importantly, because it prohibits you from doing things, and we already have the effects to special summon. I like the other Dragoonity cards. They're freaking awesome. I am so excited to play this Dragoonity deck. I kid you not. I am like dumb excited to play Dragoonities. I've never been more excited to play this since Dragon Rollers were out, and it's gonna be really awesome. Let's see what else this set has in store for us. One of the cards I did forget for the Demise Ruin Queen deck, I just hate when cards don't have, like, you know, Demise in their name, or, you know, the archetype in the name, because it makes it so much harder to find. One of them being Reverse World. It says you can ritual summon one Ruin Queen or Demise King of Armageddon from your hand or deck. You must also tribute monsters from your hand whose total levels equal to or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only activate 1 Reverse World once per turn. Really good card. It's a quick play too. So this deck being an OTK type deck, I can't wait to play this deck. So the next card we're going to talk about is Mythical Beast support. And remove spell counters from the field to activate one of these effects. If you remove 2 counters, return 1 Mythical Beast Pendulum monster you control to the hand. Remove 4 counters, special summon 1 face-up Mythical Beast Pendulum monster from your extra deck. Then you can place 2 counters on it. You can remove 6 counters to special summon 1 face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your side of the field. And I think Mythical Beasts get a little bit of support from this. I think it's going to be very helpful for them. A little bit of counter utilization, not only the fact that it's a quick play spell card, so it can activate almost in every phase of the game, as well as add spell counters to cards when you activate it. It's going to be another awesome card to play with the deck. Next, with the Goki archetype, they did receive quite a bit of support Goki Double Team is a level 5 guy, another level 5 guy. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a link material for a Goki Link monster, you can make that Goki Link monster gain 1,000 attack. And obviously, when it's sent to the graveyard, wait, hold on. During your main phase, except this turn was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card, target one Goki, spell a trap card, shuffle it into your deck. Oh, it doesn't have the search effect. That is, it's awkward. It's not a great Goki now. Goki Moonsault is, you can reveal this card from your hand, target one Goki monster you control except Goki Moonsault, special summon this card, and it's a level 6. Oh my god, this card's good. And if you do return that monster to, fuck. You can target one Goki Link monster in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, then add one Goki monster from your graveyard to your hand. What the, it doesn't have the Goki search effect. What's going on with Goki monsters now? Next is Goki Shadow Ogre, which is a Link monster, generic Link to two Goki monsters. Once per turn, when a monster this card points to activates its effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can special summon one Goki monster from your graveyard. Okay, that's not terrible. It's a nice little Goki Link. I don't think that Gokis right now would play any of these cards so far. Next is 3 Goki plus monsters in Goki Giant Ogre. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Unaffected by activated effects from your opponent's monsters. The attack is equal to or lower than this card's attack. When your opponent activates a card or effects that targets this card, or that it points to, you can make this card lose exactly 500 attack, and if you do, negate the activation. Once per turn, this card's current attack is if this card's current attack is different from its original attack, you can make this card gain 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. So they have a quick negation monster. I'm still not 100% sure if they'll play this card. Maybe as an end result, they can make this card, and it'll be a pretty powerful board, but it has to be in your main monster zone, which means that this has to be part of the extra link combo, which is still a really good card. I think that this is probably the best Goki support that they have. Next is Goki Trainer. Please be a search effect. Please don't be some trash effect. If you control no monsters, you can reveal this card from your hand, target one Goki monster, Link monster in your graveyard, special summon this card, then special summon that target, but it loses 500 attack. Huh. This is actually not bad. You gotta play a Goki Link monster though, so it's like, okay. You only use this effect once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle while you control the Goki Link monster. It doesn't have a search effect. All of these Goki monsters conflict with me because none of them have a search effect. But I might be able to work with them. We might be able to make a Goki deck profile using these new cards and improve on what we already have, because we already have so many searches, right? And most of the time when we search cards, we kind of run out of cards to search. So 1 or 2 of these might actually be beneficial. Next to the Metaphys archetype, we have Metaphys Ascension. Discard 1 Metaphys card, draw 1 card. This card's already seeming good. You can banish 1 Metaphys monster from your deck. Oh my god, this card seems really good. If this card is banished, you can add 1 Metaphys card from your deck to your hand. This solidifies Necrophase being a Metaphys card. Other than Metaphys Ascension, you can only activate Metaphys Ascension effect once per turn and only once per turn. Oh, you can only use 1 effect. That's terrible. I don't like that part. Next is Metaphys Decoy Dragon, and its pendulum effect is when your monster is targeted for an attack, you can target 1 Metaphys monster that is banished from your graveyard, banish this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in attack position. You can only use the effect of Metaphys Decoy Dragon once per turn. When this card is targeted for attack, you can target 1 Metaphys monster that is banished from your graveyard, banish this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in attack position. If this card is banished during the standby phase of the next turn, you can special summon this banished card. You can only use the effect of Metaphys Decoy Dragon once per turn. So I don't like that it's a pendulum card and this deck doesn't have pendulum capabilities. At least not yet. It might be with some other pendulum cards you can make it capable. But I do like the fact that you can banish this card with your Metaphys cards and then special summon it. Now you have a monster that your opponent has to deal with attacking to. It's not that bad of a card. Lastly, okay, that's not a Metaphys card at all. And that's pretty much, I don't want to say that's it for the set when it comes to, you know, monsters like, what does this card do? I'm just really curious. Xeridus, the Magic Crystal Dragon. If a spell or trap card leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect and sends to graveyard, you special summon this card from your graveyard. If there was a spell or trap card even not, you can set 1 of your spell and trap cards that is banished from your graveyard to your spell or trap card zone. If summoned this way, banish when it leaves the field. It's not a terrible card. I don't have an opinion for it. It's a level 6. What the fuck? They're making good level 6 cards. That's actually not bad. I think this card has a little bit of hidden potential. I think that's pretty much it for all of the archetypes that we could talk about. I know that there's more archetypes, but I don't think that you guys are fan favorites. If you guys feel that I missed the archetype that is your fan favorite, Magical Lab might be Mythical Beast support. But if you guys, that is a fan favorite, go ahead and post down below. I really would not want to miss your cards, and I really want to talk about them, or possibly even do a deck profile or even a live duel of them. Magical Map is a Mythical Beast card. Each time a face-up Mythical Beast pendulum monster you control is destroyed by auto or card effect, place 2 counters on this card. Oh my god, so each time a Mythical Beast monster activates its effect. That's good. Once per turn, you can remove any number of spell cards from your field, add 1 monster from your deck, or 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Hold on. Wow. Wow. That you can place a spell counter on, whose level is equal to the number of spell counters removed. If this card on the field will be destroyed by card effect, you can remove 1 spell counter from it instead. I love the fact that it is a continuous spell instead of a field spell. That's pretty damn good. Off the top of my head, I don't think that there's like any... Oh, this card's really good too. Rip Lodicus. And what Rip Lodicus does is... This is the monster that I was talking about for Infernoids. You can activate one of these effects. You can only use the effect of Rip Lodicus once per turn. Declare 1 monster type. All face-up monsters this card points to becomes that type until the end of turn. Declare 1 attribute. All face-up monsters that this card points to becomes that attribute. And it is just 2 monsters. It's really good. Is it good for anything else other than shenanigans? No, it's not even really good dino support. It's really good machine duplication support, in my opinion. That's pretty much it. So that card's really good. I can't see any other cards in here. Blumurage, the Elemental Lord. That's actually another card to talk about. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by having 5 dark monsters in your graveyard. Oh my god. If this card is special summoned, add 1 monster with 1500 or less from your deck to your hand. That's actually pretty good. You can only use the effect of Oblumerage once per turn. If the card leaves the field, skip the battle phase of your next turn. You guys should have seen that coming. And then, of course, there is the Mirror Force card. Mirror Force Launcher. Everybody thinks that this card is amazing. It's a pretty decent card. Once per turn during your main phase, you can discard 1 monster, add 1 Mirror Force card from your deck to your hand. If this set card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect into the graveyard, you can set this card from your graveyard 1 Mirror Force card from your hand, deck, or graveyard to your field. Also, they cannot be activated this turn. Not a bad card. The last card, I would sit here and talk to you guys about the cards we're getting in the TCG, the confirmed imports, but trust me, you guys don't want to know about that. The only thing that I can tell you confirmed that we're getting for you that's actually going to be good is the Gladiator Beast Link. And I actually kind of have to find that card if I want to... Oh, I'm sorry. There is 2 more cards I want to talk about before the Gladiator Beast Link. And those monsters are the Light Hoshinin and the Dark Witch monster, which I can't seem to find. And I happen to accidentally get rid of my English TCG. Basically, it's Mrs. Radiant, or it's a Mrs. Radiant. They're both Mrs. Radiant-like cards. They require 2 monsters of the same type. The Hoshinin one requires 2 light monsters. The Witch one requires 2 dark monsters. They each increase the attack of their obvious said type by 500 and decrease the attack of their opposite, which is light and dark, by 400. And when they're destroyed, they can recurse a monster from the graveyard to your hand. I think those are super rares inside of the set. So, you know, pick those up. Those cards are pretty freaking dope. They're just really nice to have. Very generic Link 2s. Here's Hyperstar for you guys. And basically exactly what I said. I don't have to read the effects because that's what all of them do. The other one is like Witchling. Let me see if I can find it. Witch. Just for you guys. Witch. Apprentice Witchling. I'm pretty sure that's not the name of it. But yeah, after that, we just look up the Gladiator Beast Link, which I'm just going to go to Google because I might be lazy. Type in Gladiator Beast, and then Link. And Gladiator Beast Drakius. What this card does is it requires 2 Gladiator Beast monsters. If your Gladiator Beast monsters attacks, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. At the end of the battle phase of the card's battle, you can return it to the extra deck, special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters with different name from your deck. You can only use the effect of Gladiator Beast Drakius once per turn. That is it for an entire set review. I hope that it wasn't too long for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having an awesome day like I am. Tell me what archetypes you guys want to see from this set be played on my channel or deck profiled on my channel. And also be sure to share with a friend.